Hey, what's up? So today marks 1 week into seasonal Deadman mode. I do want to cover a few things and show you guys how I became one of the richer players in game and, my future plans and whatnot while still playing OSRS. Also, you may have seen how the final hour of the Deadman tournament went for us. Quite interesting. Oh my gosh. Oh, that could have killed him, boys. Oh my gosh, we died at the same time! No freaking way, what just happens right there? Yeah, very unfortunate, although we went way farther than what I ever could expect, and I appreciate the support in the last video. It was really insane reading all the comments and whatnot, but something just happened. I got notified yesterday that one of the top, finalists actually was account sharing and got banned. So that means that I placed rank 16 and we get 6-month free membership. I'm so happy with that. That is honestly insane. Feels good. So if you haven't played seasonal Deadman mode or Deadman mode in general, I highly suggest that this season is one of the best. It's 5 times non-combat XP in a guarded area, 10 times XP for combat in a guarded area, and then 15 times XP for training combat skills in a dangerous area, and 10 times XP for training basic skills like cooking, woodcutting, all that stuff in a dangerous area as well. There's a 50 times rebuild rate on XP if you have died while skulled. If you died and you're unskulled, you don't lose any XP, but you do lose 10 stacks of items from your bank. I remember back in the day, if you died even unskulled, you lose 50% of your XP. So if you were 99 in a skill, you'd go back to 92. It was definitely pretty harsh, but demo mode is a lot more fun and easy, so I really suggest that you do look into it. They did actually make some changes though. The Zuriel's, Vesta, Stadius, and Morgan's armor will not be in this seasonal. I feel like it was too overpowered, so they took it out. Dragon limbs are 4 times more common from Rune Dragons. They've also unlocked the Revenant Caves for this seasonal, although you cannot get the small drops like, Rune Ore, Dragonstone Bolt Tips, Coal, all that stuff you cannot get, but you still can get the Vigorous Chain Mace, Crossbow, Ancient Crystals, all that type of stuff, so it could be worth doing, but I'm not sure. Each week, starting with the first week of the season, a broadcast message will announce different NPCs dropping double the amount of their uniques when you would normally land on the unique table. So week 1, Revenant uniques, week 2, the Wilderness Boss uniques, week 3, the Barrows, week 4, God Wars dungeon items. That's going to be insane. I actually might have to go to God Wars with some buddies, try and get an AGS or something like that. Also, it should be noted that you cannot do Barrows until week 3, and the Varrock Flail will not be available in the season. I'm not sure why they did that for the flail. I know during the tournament, the Varrock method, during the 1v1s was too overpowered, but in the seasonal, that doesn't really make a difference. I don't know why they would do that. You can also get a looting bag and put players' loot in it nowadays, which is awesome, because back in the day, if you killed someone, you'd have to drop most of your inventory to pick up their loot, and then you're extremely defenseless, especially if you have like 4 keys. They also adjusted the magic defense bonus because many players were complaining last season with snare and whatnot. If someone had double dehides on, you could just not catch a freeze. So they did adjust that, which should make it better for PKing. The daily experience cap has been changed as well. 525k XP in defense, 700k XP in range, and a tad bit over 1 million XP for magic or attack and strength averaged out. This is pretty freaking cool, and possibly again, if you don't play Deadman mode, this could be a reason you do want to play. A new global loot table has been added to all NPCs outside the safe zones. Pretty sure you could literally kill a rat, and you get a Robin Hood hat, Ranger boots, full 3rd age, everything like that. Dragon kite shield, Dragon plate body, Berserker ring, Fury whip, Ranger tunic, dark bow, gilded plate legs, Seerz ring, archering, all that stuff. This is going to be insane. Looks like the PK skulls have remained the same. Attacking a regular player grants you 15 minutes of a skull. They've also kept a 1-minute grace period after killing someone that you cannot get attacked by, their clan or just whatever, but they have to be about 30 combat levels within your combat range. So if you're just picking on level like 10s or something, that will not work. Items and XP lost on death. Unskulled players will protect all XP lost on death. Skulled players who are killed by another player will lose XP dependent on their combat level of the player killing you. You can ensure your HP by talking to Gellin, found in Lumbridge Graveyard. You'll permanently be able to protect your HP at level 25, level 50, and level 75. You can protect 5 skills in total, 2 combat skills, 3 non-combat skills. You can do this by opening the items lost on death interface from the equipment tab. If you die to another player, you will lose the 10 most valuable stacks of items from your bank along with the items you have been equipped or in your inventory. Good fight. For items lost on death, you will only lose 80% of the item stack. This applies only to a stack or 5 or more. For example, if you had 4 Abyssal Whips, you lose them all. If you had 5 Abyssal Whips, you would only lose 4 of them. Man, they've added so many new things to Deadman mode, especially for new players or even players that have, played in the past and they're getting kind of bored of doing all the quests and whatnot. I'll get into it. So there'll be a 30-minute immunity for any new player attempting to join the season. After 1 week, which is today, you'll have a 6-hour immunity, which, means no one can attack you. Plus, you'll get double the XP rate to normal within those 6 hours. So if you do anything, it's going to be 30 times combat rate or freaking 20 times outside of a safe zone, which is just insane. Imagine getting 30 times XP. That's why I like Deadman mode so much. It's so progressive and, just seeing all those big XP drops. Most definitely not going to read off every single one of these quests, but we can see there's quite a bit of grinding that you do not have to do. Even Recipe for Disaster, you can actually go and purchase Barrow's gloves as, a level like 10 or something, which is really awesome. Speeds up the gameplay quite a bit. After 1 week, these quests will be automatically completed. The Fremennik Trials, Fremennik Isles, so you get that free Nezi helmet. Horror from the Deep, you get a book. King's Ransom, yes! I actually didn't even notice that. You get free piety, basically. Holy Grail, Murder Mystery, all that type of stuff. Very nice, very nice. We can see right here, Desert Treasure will be automatically completed after 2 weeks as well on Saturday the 29th. Definitely going to be pretty fun to PK with that instead of, using snares and fire spells, which isn't bad at all. I do like the early game content, but of course PKing with mage is, it's going to be a lot better. No way. You get all the god books in their completed form upon completion of the Horror from the Deep. All Zaya House favors set to 100%. Oh man, this is awesome, definitely awesome. And we can see, of course, you can kill things and get a chance to get a Vesta Longsword, Vesta Spear, the Hammer, the Axes, the Javelin, Zuriel Staff. This is going to make PKing a lot more interesting, and yeah. The drop rate for each defender, including the Dragon Defender, is decreased to 1 out of 25. I'm not sure why it says increase. It should be decreased, but that's pretty good. I feel like the normal adamant and all that stuff was 1 out of 50, and then you go kill the Cyclopses below, and it'd be a drop rate of 1 out of 100. Every NPC in the game will have a chance of landing on additional global Deadman loot table that contains highly sought after supplies. The chance is determined by the combat level of the NPC. Bosses will have an increased chance of hitting the table, and superior Slayer monsters, so very nice. We can also see the Barrows chests have an increased chance at getting all these supplies, plus the wilderness bosses and the demi bosses as well. Dragons now drop double the amount of bones. Tuna, lobster, swordfish, shark, cormon, dark crab will have a 3 times yield rate, very nice. All random unnoted herb drops from NPC are now doubled. The giant mole will now drop double the claws and hides, so more birds' nests. Tomb of Fire drop rate has been increased by 10 times. NPCs with a combat level of 100 plus will now have a 1 out of 300 chance of dropping a tier 5 emblem in addition to other drops. The following drops are 4 times more common: Abyssal Whip, Leaf-Bladed Battle Axe, Dragon Skirt, Draconic Visage, Imbued Heart, Male Diction and Odium Shards, all Godsword Blades, Godsword Hilt, Zami Spear, Staff of the Dead, Arma Helmet, and the drop rate for emblems has been increased 4 times as well based on a Slayer task. You can buy these potions as well from the Bounty Hunter storage. Everything is easy man mode, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, getting these potions or getting emblems used to be extremely expensive back in the day, but now it's, not too hard to get, especially for like a new player trying to come up in this game. And of course, the seasonal starter packs. They are reclaimed once per day, untradeable, cannot be used in PvP. Each pack contains a staff, which has a charge of an equivalent of 500 fire strikes, a bow, which is charged with an equivalent of 200 bronze arrows, a scimitar, wieldable from level 1 attack, equivalent to a mithril scimitar or scimitar. People used to call me out about that. The C is silent, I do believe. And you'll also get 1 combat potion, 12 cooked tuna, and the pack can be reclaimed daily, like I said, from the combat tutors in Lumbridge. The Teleblock spell will now last for 150 seconds or 75 if Protect from Magic is active instead of 5 minutes, and then 3 minutes or 2.5 for the Prey Mage. So they have to basically from the normal game. The speed of stores are restocking more consistent because people used to not be able to buy runes or arrows. Protect from Magic Prayer does not half the duration of Bind, Snare, and Entangle spells, so of course an Entangle actually freezes 15 seconds, unlike the normal game it'd be like 7 seconds if they were Praying Mage. Dying or dropping a stack of Chinchompas will cause it to appear on the ground, visible to all players. They fixed the door spamming so you couldn't get clanned at a door and you could never leave the building, which was a huge problem back in the day. Players used to make billions of gold doing that. Player-owned house portals or pools are now inactive 3 minutes after combat. which means people can just like Gmaul you, teleport to their house, restore their spec, and then come back Gmaul you again, which would obviously be quite annoying. Pyramid tops found at the top of the agility pyramid will now turn into cash upon death. Safety blocks can now be found in the banks within the Grand Tree. Terrell will not assign Calfight tasks, extremely camped by clans. Pay attention right here, this is a good one. An NPC has been added to Lumbridge who will teleport you to either Falador, Varrock, Seerz Village, RD, or the Tree Gnome Village once per day. I've used that quite a bit. Lava Dragons are removed. Emblems give double the amount of points when traded into the Emblem Trader. Restricted content, Ancient Magics will not be used until 2 weeks in. Raids, Zulrah, the new Wilderness Prayer Altar, and Lava Dragons inaccessible for the entire season. Crystal Shield is disabled. Huh, that's interesting. I never noticed that one. The following minigames disabled, Duel Ring, but I'm not going to read all this stuff. I'm getting kind of bored of reading. I don't know about you guys. Barrows equipment, weapon and armor is restricted. Barrows as a minigame can be accessed, but will not reward you with equipment. Who would do that? I do believe, again though, after 3 weeks they said you can do that. Event RPG has been removed. Nature Rune Chest and RD is inaccessible. Count Check. Wait, what? Count Check will not be able to teleport players to the Stronghold of Security? What is that? Count Check. Is that some guy's name? You learn something new every day. Pickpocketing in safe areas will yield no loot at all. So yeah, that is basically it with the Deadman mode rules. A lot of changes since the last season and even the previous season. Like, things keep getting changed dramatically, so it is best to read over all this stuff, even if you are going to play or you're just curious. And also, guys, don't forget to check out the Twitter. I'm pretty active on there. If you're not following, give it a follow. Tune in with my IRL life, and also, post when I'm about to stream, post some cool pictures, all that type of stuff. Hope to see you there. Also, before we fully jump into the video, I want to give a big shout out to FMG Dinero. This guy's been supporting my stream, my YouTube, the clan chat for a long time, and he just started making RuneScape videos. I feel like he has a lot of potential, so I want you to comment below, is this guy fire or whack? Honestly, I'm very curious.
Bust my sword out laying on your girlfriend's back, boy. Okay, miss, I'll take your words and your missile whip.
They gon' get to your head if you let them, but look at me now. I'm throwing the crowd. If you still here, you be proud. All this water on my neck, I might drown. I don't work out, I still pick up the pounds. Drum on that bitch, that's a whole 50 round.
Our journey started with getting the 10k from the Barbarian Stronghold, and I did have a few people from the clan chat as well help me, plus I had some other accounts, so we were able to stack up a decent amount of gold, and that's a big deal right in the early parts of the game, just getting like 60k, 70k, it really does help. I do think it was smart for the OSRS team to add a 30-minute immunity for any new player on the seasonal Deadman mode, because, getting through this stronghold and even getting your 10k was such a struggle. So many clans would camp throughout the dungeon and even up top. Once you got your 10k, it was pretty bad. It was definitely a struggle. After that, I went straight to the Grand Exchange. I put all my money into some green D-hide. I bought for like 300 gold each. And then I bought all the gems I could. We can see right here, sapphires were 200 gold. Even diamonds were 500, which I, anticipated on making power enemies later on that night. After all the offers were placed, we went and trained agility and started killing cows, because of course I do want to rank 2 accounts at least in the top 2,000 for the next tournament. So doing agility would help overall, doing any type of questing, any type of PKing, just anywhere you're running, everywhere, and plus getting up your combat just a bit so no one wants to mess with you after that 30-minute immunity is up. I was able to get about 30 gold bars for very cheap, and again, we monopolized the gem market, so I had a whole bunch of gems from all the noobs. People would just get like a random sapphire from just anything basically and chuck it in for very cheap, because the gold is worth quite a bit. 500 GP or 1k could go very far at this point of the game. It's a new economy. And like I said earlier, it's 10 times skilling XP if you're outside the safe zone and 5 times if you're within a safe zone. So I went to the best spot I knew. I went to Varrock West Bank, and the bank is right there. Plus I would go down into the cellar and do all of my crafting there, but it gets pretty dangerous. I'll show you guys some clips later, and yeah, it's a very, very good hotspot to kill people. I took all those gems we gathered and turned them into games necklaces, rings of dueling, even rings of recoils, and I was able to flip them for just amazing profit, like 4k each at least. And I was buying the sapphires for 200 gold, so you could imagine the profit. This was all within the first couple hours of the game. I think I was ranked 3 or 4 crafting, and we were still able to buy green D-hide for like 600 each, which is absolutely insane. It takes 3 green D-hide to make a body, which alks for about 4.6k, but we were just selling, you know, the chaps and whatnot for amazing profit. And everyone was killing green dragons trying to train and get the dragon bones so they could get 43 prayer. I said just a minute ago how the Varrock West Bank is the best spot to train by far, any type of skilling or anything like that, but it got quite dangerous. You know, people would unlock dragon daggers just an hour or two into the game, so I really had to keep my awareness on full. So I'd actually do render self so I could see if anyone would log under me, and I'd be full zoomed out because majors in the past have actually stood next to that gate and tried to entangle me and kill me. So yeah, I really got to watch out. I'm risking like 500k to $1 million almost at this stage. After seeing many players with over 70 combat, I quickly realized that it is time to train up so I didn't get one hit while I'm training and, you know, lose like $1 million gold. So I went to the cow fields, got 50 range and 40 defense, a couple magic levels and stuff, but everywhere I'd go, someone would mess with me and just airstrike me while I'm killing cows, and this guy got a very nice slice of karma. Just take a look at that Grand Exchange, all the blue D hides, just everything. I was actually getting stacked out. We can see the diamonds as well, what I was buying them for, then what I'd sell the power emis for. You know, it only takes like a minute to make 14 of them, so I was actually raking in the gold very fast. I actually use this gold to start buying crystal keys. I buy the key apps for, you know, 15k each, so 30k, and then I ended up selling most of the glories for about 55 to 60k, which is doubling my profit, not to mention all the loots I got from the chests as well. Feast your eyes on this bank. You know, this is still within probably the first or second day. 500k cash stack, all those D-hides, all the gems, and almost 27 full crystal keys. No one would actually make combat bracelets because everyone was using the rune and the barrel's glove, so I thought ahead. I wanted to be one of the first people to ever get glories, and, you know, I was thinking ahead. I had 30 glories by the time I hit 80 crafting, which was insane. I was selling them for so much gold. Plus, we can see all the raw food as well. I will get into that in just a bit of why I did that, but very smart, because nowadays, it's extremely hard to get. You can't even buy raw salmon or raw trout. Even swordfish, it's extremely expensive and rare. Every time I'd take a break, take a nap, go out to get some food or something, I'd come back, and I would just, I would jizz myself. I'm not gonna lie, like, just the Grand Exchange would always be fully green, and I know how much profit I made. It was such a great feeling. And again, guys, this is a new economy. It's been out just for, you know, a short amount of time, so the gold is worth so much, and everyone needs these items to train. Like, everyone and their mother needs a blue D-eyed set, a glory, all that stuff, and I saw the potential, and it went pretty well. With our new fortunes, we went and bought one of the first Zuriel staff in the game for 1.3-ish mil, which was, you know, maybe a little bit expensive. No one knew the prices back then. I still think they're worth like 3 mil plus, so it was smart for me to buy it back then before the inflation really caught up to the game and, you know, everyone had gold. A few hours before this clip, someone actually did hit 83 Slayer, so we went and bought one of the first pairs of dragon boots for 800k, possibly a bit overpriced, but I had so much gold. And I'm going down and, you know, in the West V Bank, so I don't want to die with all my cash stack and, you know, just all my wealth. Like, that would not be a good thing. So I kept wanting to dish my money into items for the safe box. And of course, we went and bought a Draconic Visage. I hit up a rank 1 Smither, and we made a freaking DFS. I've actually never had a DFS ever in all of the seasons or tournaments I've ever played. I've never put that much money into one item. So I'm pretty excited to use this in just a bit. Honestly, the next video or two hopefully should be me PKing. And hopefully you guys are excited for that. Leave a like if so, if you do want me to go PK with some stacked out gear. At this point, our safe box was looking mighty fine. This is still like day 3.5. I actually haven't played the last 2 days. I've been on OSRS just a bit, the regular game, and my power went out twice, 20-hour intervals. So that's 40 hours I had no power. And, you know, I live in Washington in the USA, so it's heavy rainfall and wind and all that stuff. Running and crafting hides got pretty damn repetitive, so I mostly moved over to gems and jewelry and whatnot and just kept making glories. I probably made, honestly, around 200 of them, and yeah, I don't know what to say. We just had 82 crafting right here, and we were just making bank. We actually unlocked the Black D-eyed chaps and the Berserker necklace. I know a lot of people want to go full OBPKing or obby, whatever you want to say, so if you guys do want me to make, you know, those type of items, even a Fury, hit me up, go to my clan chat, message me on Twitter. I will do it for free. I love making those things. We can see I was buying the Black D-eyed for roughly 5k each and then selling the chaps for 20k plus. So that's, you know, 10k to make it because it's two leathers per chap, and then I'd sell it for double the price. I was literally just cashing out so hard, and now I have all the gold to basically do anything in the game. And everyone knows that the first week of PKing on seasonal Deadman mode, the keys are absolute trash. A lot of people are muling. If you guys are wondering how I tan the hides, I just sit at the Grand Tree, and they made the update so you could use the glider basically with no quest, and I would just take the glider straight to all carrot. I'd give my guy 96 hides and like 10k or something, and just do a whole bunch of runs while I'd make errands and go back to the Grand Exchange, make jewelry, all that good stuff. So it was a slow process and a very dangerous process. I died many times. There's obviously clans that hop around right at this area, so it's pretty tricky to get away. Also got invited on the main game to a maxing party. You know, this guy got all 99. Shout out to Xena and Chill. Look at that loot right there. Of course, we did a drop party, and it feels good. I've done like 20 to 25 with the clan chat, the stream, the YouTube, all that type of stuff, and it feels good not to have to drop any items. So let's see if we can actually get some loots. On the flip side, there wasn't too many players in the party room, but I've never got this lucky. 2 items like back to back, a whip and a staff of the light, free 10 mil, so jacked with that. I actually started going to the Varrock East Bank. I wasn't going to do too much crafting after this, and the Varrock West Bank, you know, beneath where I was doing all my training, was getting extremely sketchy. And yeah, there's PKers left and right that I had to dodge, and it was just too much drama. And you know, I only had 46 HP, risking just so much gold, so I decided to not do that anymore. I actually had another idea of going outside the West V Bank, you know, towards Juliet's house and trading there so no PKers could hit me or I could see them from far away, but it did not work in my favor apparently, but I don't think it worked too well for this guy either. So yeah, good fight, man, good fight. At this stage, we were basically done with crafting. I put most of my gold into like bronze bars, guam leaves, potions, all that type of stuff, so I actually could rank up my other accounts to 1,000 plus total level to get them into the top 2k. And just look at these prices. The potions are so freaking cheap. I'm used to them being like 7k a pea pot, 3k super strength easy. And yeah, this is just mind-blowing. And again, with the holidays and some other distractions, I'm really not playing that much. Plus, I do want to stick to OSRS. I'm sure many of you guys do want to see OSRS content, but I definitely want to PK just a bit. So our next goal is actually to, you know, get 60 attack, 65, 65, and then go to the Warrior Guild, get some defenders, train up a bit, and then PK just a tad. I also want to get 99 cooking, which shouldn't be too bad. It's like 2 million XP per hour. And yeah, that's why I started buying all those raw fish, so I could just, you know, do that below the Varrock West Bank, get 99 cooking or something like that, and then I actually get the cape, which unlocks the Cooking Guild Bank, which no one else really has, and I can just have the best getaway ever, basically, without going to Drain or Edgeville, and that place is, you know, just camped with probably better PKers than me, so I think it's a smart plan, to be honest. I would say I'm one of the 5 richest players in seasonal Deadman mode, but this guy could be richer, I'm not sure. He's got a dragon, kite shield, and 3rd age plate legs. Although, you know, those items probably aren't worth as much as you would expect because no one's going to go PK with them. Yeah, this guy is definitely loaded, but either way, there it is. A casual video, just, you know, a couple days of progress and whatnot. I haven't been able to play as much, like I said. The power going out, the holidays, all that type of stuff. I will try and stream all day tomorrow. I really hope I can. And I don't have to go to like some, you know, family Christmas event. Although I'm down to, I've already just been to one yesterday. So it kind of sucks, but, you know, I just want to make videos and stream for you guys. That's really where my mindset's at. Either way, guys, do appreciate it. See ya.